Why is Nike so subdued on posting anything or promoting much around like these big...
You guys don't dictate to us who the face of the league is. The consumer does that.
I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlyn?
Yeah, she's so good at basketball.
Where the hell is Nike? Where are you, Nike?
Basketball has taught me a lot, but one lesson stands out. It's not about where you're from. It's where you shoot from.
2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark just dropped a bombshell. She's done with Nike. That's right. The most electrifying star in women's basketball is calling out the brand that's supposed to support her. In the fast-changing world of sports, few stories have ignited such passion, debate, and discomfort as this one. Caitlin Clark isn't just breaking records. She's transforming the game, drawing massive crowds and captivating fans worldwide. But behind all her brilliance on the court, a darker story is unfolding, one of corporate neglect, strategic sidelining, and a major shake-up in brand support. What's really happening? Why is Nike turning away from its biggest star? And what does this mean for women's sports? Stick around, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you see the game forever. But before we dive in, if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark, believe in women's sports, or just want to see brands do better, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and let's get started. Before we start off, it's crucial to grasp just how transformative Caitlin Clark has become in a short span. She's not merely a talented basketball player, she's a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of hope and progress in women's sports.
It was a Wilson on top, can't take it first spot.
That commercial right there, straight fire. That commercial right there, that's an Asia Wilson commercial. Y'all trying to pander to the black community.
Clark's journey started in Iowa, where her talent was evident from her high school days. But it was her college career at the University of Iowa that catapulted her into the national spotlight. Her performances are jaw-dropping, deep three-pointers from behind her own logo, clutch plays under pressure, and an innate ability to energize fans and teammates alike. Her record-breaking scoring, her clutch performances, and her charisma on and off the court have made her a household name. Perhaps most importantly, her influence extends beyond the game. Clark's social media presence is immense, with millions of followers worldwide. Her popularity isn't confined to the United States. She's a global ambassador for women's basketball. Her appearances at high-profile events like the Met Gala, her endorsements with brands like Gatorade, and her presence in pop culture elevate her beyond just an athlete. She's a cultural icon. What sets Clark apart from many athletes is the sheer passion and loyalty of her fan base. Her supporters aren't just casual fans, they are die-hard believers in her talent, character, and potential to change the game. Social media feeds are flooded with messages urging Nike to recognize her value. Comments like, "Caitlin Clark deserves better," "Nike is disrespecting the face of women's basketball," and "It's time they promote her properly," are common. Fans have organized campaigns, shared viral clips of her game-winning shots, and celebrated her record-breaking moments. They see her as more than just a star. They see her as the future of women's basketball, the player who can elevate the sport to new heights. Her games often draw viewership numbers comparable to or exceeding NBA preseason matches featuring LeBron James, an NBA superstar. For example, during a preseason game between the Indiana Fever and the Brazilian national team, Clark launched a 36-foot logo shot that drew over 1.3 million viewers on ESPN, an extraordinary figure for a women's preseason game, and higher than all but 2 NBA preseason contests over the last decade, both featuring LeBron. That's not a coincidence, it's a testament to her global appeal. When Clark returned to her alma mater, Iowa, to play in front of nearly 15,000 fans, the highest attendance for a women's college game in years, the resale tickets averaged over $650. The total ticket revenue was estimated at nearly $10 million in a single game. That's unprecedented for women's basketball, and it underscores her power as a draw. Despite her impact, Nike's marketing approach has been puzzling and disappointing. While they have heavily promoted Aja Wilson, one of the league's top players and a deserving champion, Clark's name and face have been largely absent from their campaigns. When Nike launched Wilson's signature shoe, only 3,000 pairs were made, creating an artificial scarcity that fueled hype and quick sellouts. Nike celebrated this as a success, but the promotion was focused solely on Wilson. Meanwhile, Clark, who is arguably the most influential player in the league today, has yet to receive her own signature shoe. Merchandise bearing her name remains limited, and her presence in Nike's advertising campaigns is minimal or non-existent.
Her jersey is in the rafters at that arena, and they also have a spot on the floor where she broke the NCAA scoring record. It's a 22 on the court, and that was one of her signature logo threes. Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike.
https www.houseofstrauss.com ppl. Nike is still ignoring Caitlin Clark. This is not just a matter of branding, it's a strategic misfire. Clark's ability to generate attention, ticket sales, and merchandise sales far exceeds her peers. Her social media following, her viral moments, and her global appeal make her a goldmine for any brand willing to invest in her fully. But Nike seems to be taking a different route, one that appears to sideline her while promoting Wilson as the face of women's basketball. This is despite the fact that the fans have already spoken through their engagement, attendance, and viewership numbers. The silence from Nike is deafening. After Clark's historic shots, record-breaking performances, and appearances at high-profile events, the company's social media channels have remained eerily quiet. No dedicated posts, no celebratory campaigns, no official acknowledgement of her achievements. This is in stark contrast to the aggressive promotion of Wilson and other athletes. For instance, when Wilson won the MVP award, Nike launched a full campaign with stylish merchandise, signature shoes, and commercials. Conversely, Clark's Rookie of the Year award was met with a basic t-shirt with minimal graphics, nothing compared to Nike's usual marketing blitz. This blatant favoritism has sparked outrage among fans. Social media users have called out Nike for ignoring the athlete who is revolutionizing women's basketball, filling arenas, and generating record-breaking viewership. When Nike did finally include Clark in a major commercial featuring 10 players, they unintentionally omitted her name, leading to a quick re-edit and awkward correction. It was a clear sign that Nike still views her as an afterthought. The business perspective. What is Nike missing? From a purely business perspective, Nike's neglect of Clark is baffling. She signed an 8-year, $28 million deal, a substantial investment. But when you compare that to her current market value, the ticket sales, merchandise potential, and global interest, her deal is a bargain. Clark's impact on viewership is staggering. Her preseason game pulled in more viewers than all but 2 NBA preseason games in recent history. Her return to Iowa sold out in less than an hour, with ticket prices soaring to $650 on average. These numbers translate directly into enormous revenue streams for the league and sponsors. Merchandise sales could also skyrocket if Nike committed to producing enough Clark-branded gear. Yet, their limited offering suggests they're either undervaluing her or intentionally delaying promotion to protect other marketing narratives. This strategy is risky. In an era where athletes have more power than ever, sidelining a star like Clark could backfire spectacularly. Lessons from Steph Curry. Nike's mishandling of Clark echoes past mistakes they made with Steph Curry. When Curry first emerged as a superstar, Nike failed to recognize his potential fully. During a pitch meeting, Nike representatives repeatedly mispronounced his name as Stone instead of Steph, and left Kevin Durant's name on a presentation intended for Curry. That disrespect led Curry to walk away from Nike and sign a long-term deal with Under Armour, which made him a billionaire. Curry's story is a cautionary tale. Athletes who feel disrespected or undervalued often seek opportunities elsewhere, and once they leave, their new brands can skyrocket in value, leaving Nike behind. If Clark's team perceives similar disrespect, she might make the same choice. Clark's current deal with Nike, 8 years, $28 million, is substantial but pales compared to her potential. Her influence is growing exponentially, and her marketability continues to surge. Her social media following, international appeal, and game-changing performances make her a prime endorsement target. If Clark and her legal team decide to renegotiate or terminate her contract, they could explore buyout clauses or seek new endorsement deals. Given her rising star status, she could command offers from brands eager to capitalize on her momentum, like Adidas, Puma, New Balance, or emerging women's sports brands. History shows that athletes switching brands often experience a surge in popularity. Curry's move to Under Armour is a prime example. Clark's fans would follow her to any new endorsement partner, bringing along a massive audience that can translate into billions in revenue. The future of women's basketball. Who will lead the charge? Clark's influence extends beyond the court. Her presence at the Met Gala, her endorsements, and her engagement with pop culture are elevating the entire women's sports movement. She's a symbol of change, a catalyst for greater recognition and respect. Her global appeal is undeniable. International players, coaches, and fans recognize her as a game changer. Her impact is comparable to the waves Tiger Woods created in golf or Serena Williams in tennis. Athletes who redefined their sports and broke barriers. But her potential is only fully realized if brands like Nike step up and promote her appropriately. Otherwise, they risk losing the next generation superstar who could redefine women's sports marketing. Caitlin Clark's inner circle, including her boyfriend Conor McCaffrey, has publicly voiced frustration with Nike, highlighting the growing disconnect between athletes and major brands. A viral tweet calling out Nike's perceived neglect of Clark's brand and contributions quickly gained widespread attention across social media platforms. This bold move signaled that those closest to Clark are increasingly willing to speak out and take action to advocate for her recognition. The message was clear. Clark's supporters believe she deserves more from a brand that claims to champion women's sports and athlete empowerment.
To show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark."
Despite her professionalism and unwavering focus on her game, the signs are evident. Clark's patience is wearing thin. Her public frustrations, amplified by her inner circle, serve as a warning to Nike and other industry giants. If Nike continues to sideline her or fail to showcase her as a key figure in women's basketball, Clark might choose to walk away from the partnership altogether. Such a decision would not only be a personal setback, but also a significant blow to Nike's brand reputation and marketing strategies. For a sport still fighting for visibility and recognition, losing a star like Clark would be a missed opportunity to connect authentically with fans and inspire the next generation of players. Clark's situation is more than just a disagreement between an athlete and a brand. It is a wake-up call for the entire sports marketing industry. In today's digital age, athletes are no longer passive endorsers or mere figures to be used for promotional campaigns. They have become active stakeholders with their own voices, social followings, and influence over consumer behavior. Their stories, values, and personalities shape how brands are perceived and whether they resonate with audiences. Nike's current approach, favoring one star athlete at a time and perhaps overlooking others who have significant influence, may be short-sighted. Recognizing Clark's true worth, genuinely supporting her, and integrating her into their marketing strategies could be a game changer. The brands that understand and respect the power of athlete agency now will secure a dominant position in women's sports for decades to come. Conversely, ignoring these signals could result in missed opportunities, lost loyalty, and damaged credibility. In particular, Clark's rising star, combined with her outspoken support for issues beyond the game, such as gender equality and athlete empowerment, makes her a prime candidate for authentic endorsement. Brands that align with her values and elevate her voice will not only benefit commercially, but also build a more meaningful connection with fans who are increasingly demanding transparency and purpose from their favorite brands. The central question facing Nike and other industry leaders is straightforward. Will they finally recognize Caitlin Clark's immense potential and give her the recognition she commands? Or will they continue to sideline her, risking irreparable damage to their brand image and missing out on the enormous revenue potential she represents? Fans, athletes, and industry insiders are watching this situation closely. Clark's influence is undeniable. Her impact on viewership numbers, merchandise sales, and pop culture is already transforming the landscape of women's basketball. Her growing prominence underscores the importance of athlete advocacy and authentic representation in modern sports marketing.